my belly is now good and full. Glasses are on my face, so I'm good. I don't know yet exactly where I'm going. I mean, I got about probably 5 hours. I'd like to be home by about 3. So I think we'll head south. Maybe go through like Lafayette area, maybe? I don't know. Go down 41 for a bit, maybe. I mean, I know I'm going to need fuel here in the not too distant future. Got like maybe 60 miles of range left, which means I need to get fuel probably like a half an hour, which is, you know, not bad. I said I'd like to be home by about probably 3 o'clock. Just that way. It's the second day of class, so we should be doing more like high-speed stuff. I don't know. Doing a swerve drill, it looked like. Early be traveling on a motorcycle. I mean, a little bit. Unless you're doing just a short trip, like it was an overnight type deal. But, you know, it's 10 o'clock already. It's time to get rolling. The important thing is my belly is now full. They're getting toasty. They said it's supposed to be close to 80 degrees today, so might be our first 80 since September. Yeah. But I mean, we're in the middle of April, so it's a little early, but it's not terribly early. Heel. probably 4 miles. You gotta get through St. John. Do I got any topics I want to talk about? I'm like, what, 8.5 weeks away from leaving on the bike trip. I still haven't quite figured out what I want to do. And a lot of that is because my plans are getting changed a little bit because I did not realize that the day I'm leaving is the first day of the College World Series. So trying to get a room within about 50 miles of Omaha is going to be expensive. So I'd either have to go all the way to Lincoln or stop like in, 75 miles away from Omaha and kind of, about halfway between Council Bluffs and, stop about halfway between Council Bluffs and Des Moines. Which isn't terrible, but yeah, not ideal. Lake Central High School. I wonder what they're doing there. Car wash? Okay. Getting back to the trip plan, like I said, if I'm not able to go to Omaha, and I got to either A, reroute further south towards like St. Joseph or something like that, or I got to either go longer or shorter. Everything's going to so depend on how long I get, on how long I can. Everything is so dependent on what time I get out. Because if I get out at 11, making it to Kansas City isn't impossible. Like the north side of KC. Or even KCK. Because I think to get to KC is like 5 1/4, I think, from work. So yeah, it's ambitious to do, and I'll have to really crank out miles out the first, basically I have to do at least one, if not two, where it's damn near going a full fuel run without stopping. Impossible, no, but I don't like doing that. But yeah, that's kind of where that is. And by the same token, I think that'd be about the same distance to get to Lincoln. So I was like, eh. Now the good thing is I won't really have to make that determination until, well, I mean, yeah, I could run 80 all the way across and then take, basically follow KCK away. Or the CKC, excuse me. KCK being the KCK is Kansas City, Kansas. CKC is Kansas City, Chicago, Kansas City Expressway. Man, am I all over. So that's kind of where that is. Everything is, like I said, I'm hoping to get done and the weather cooperates where it'll be, you know, high around 85, 88. If it's even in the upper 70s, that's even better. I mean, yeah, in theory, I could still take the Friday off. I don't want to. I think I've got 2 non-committed vacation days still. Because they charged me one for Christmas, which was bullshit, but I got that week. Now I have 1. I'll have 1 left, technically. And what I might do is try to just work I might try to just see about working the Sunday before. Work that Sunday, then work Monday to Thursday, and then you do a really like a 6-hour day. Work till like 10, and just roll. Especially if the weather looks decent. And if the weather looks crappy, then I won't leave till Saturday. And that'll change plans just a little bit, but, you know, it's not terrible. So that's where that is. I'm hoping that maybe I mean, first things first, I got to get through the next, what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, basically through Memorial Day. Once I get through Memorial Day, things get easier. And I can kind of start firming things up. I definitely would like to get past St. Louis, and as long as I don't have anything I have to do, like with the doctor, with the cardiologist, because that's, if not for the cardiologist, I would have been able to leave last year at like, even going back home to swap everything out, I still would have been able to leave the house at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock. And then I could have been leaving at 11. I probably could have gotten over towards like Kingdom City or Columbia, which then would have made it a boatload easier. To get to Denver, but you know, the weather is what tapped me out there. I would have needed another 2.5 or 3 hours to get to Denver proper. And the problem with stopping in Denver, especially going west, is once you leave Denver, you're in the mountains. And the mountains are cold because you're 12,000 feet in the air. So you really don't want to hit the mountains till probably 10 o'clock. That's the problem with kind of doing that. So if I stay north and make Lincoln, that means I could probably get through to Grand Junction. Because once you're in Grand Junction, you're actually hot again. I want to say Omaha, you know, Lincoln to Omaha was like right at 850 miles, I think. Something like that. I'll double check, but I'll double check and put them somewhere. But yeah, I want to say that from here to Omaha, from here to Denver is right about 1,000 miles. Like maybe 1,000, 1,100 miles, something like that. That sounds right. 1,000, 1,100 miles. And then the Grand Junction is another 250, I think. But I mean, it's 250 of the absolute best miles the interstate has to offer. But I don't know about that. Time Out Bar and Grill, it's not just a bar, it's a destination. So when it comes to getting to Grand Junction, really I'd like to get at least 450 to 500 miles out of here. That way it makes it about 700, 7.5, something like that. And that's also kind of why, if I can make it to Omaha, that really makes life easier. And the other thing is, it gives me an option to stay north and just skip the Colorado section, which, yeah, the Colorado section's better than the Wyoming's part, but on 80, 70 is way better ride than 80 is. But at the same time, if it's, well, I can't make it all the way to Grand Junction, but I can make it to, you know, let's say Rawlins or Green River. Well, those are both big enough areas that have a decent amount of hotel availability. Green River, Wyoming. That would then make it possible, at least, for me to get over to at least Wendover, if not all the way to Reno. Like I said, if I could make it at least to, ideally I could make it to Lincoln, if not Lincoln, St. Joe, or because 36 also ends up in the Denver area. Yeah, it's not going to be as quick as taking 70 would be, but there's no tolls, which is good. Yeah, like I said, I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure I'm heading west in one direction or another. exactly which way yet. But the nice thing is I still got 8 weeks or so to look at that as a possibility. I had about 2 more days available and I'd go all the way to California, but you know, I need about 2 more days. I don't have it. Oh, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I want to really talk about travel wise? Yeah, the Omaha thing is probably not, well, it's definitely not going to happen because I'm not spending $150 for Super 8. F that. I'm going to keep my eye peeled as we go on just to see what I can find, maybe a little bit away from there, but more than likely I'm going to have to go all the way to at least Lincoln. Well, at least about most of the way to Lincoln, like whatever the suburb is, it starts with a B where their ballpark is. So more than likely we're going to go at least there. I want to say something like Beeville or Belleville or View or something. But that's kind of what I'm looking at there. What I don't know, if I left at 10, I could definitely make it to Lincoln. That's not a big deal. Because Lincoln, I want to say, is like 550, 570. It's like, Lincoln's like 50 miles past Omaha. Like I said, definitely doable. But if I don't leave till noon, that makes life harder. So that's where that is if I can make it to Lincoln, now getting to Grand Junction is no big deal. I could probably make it all the way to Evanston. And yet again, Evanston, Wyoming, it's the last city in Wyoming. Yeah, around Park City you'll have rich people hotels. But I wouldn't go any further than that just because you're not going to find cheap hotels again until you get to Salt Lake.